What's up, Libra? So we got a card description from the Herbal Astrology Oracle deck, and this card was pulled from the deck itself, but this deck is by Adriana Ayales. We're gonna do the card description and then do the actual reading itself, okay? And the card pulled here was ayahuasca, with the subtext of rebirth. Rebirth, mastery, great revelation, discovery of higher self, meeting with the creatrix, divine messenger, gifts from the spirit, realization, telepathy, transcendence. Ayahuasca is an ancient ceremonial brew native to the Amazon, used as a sacred spiritual medicine amongst many indigenous peoples within South America. In Quechua, Aya means soul, spirit, and huasca means vine. Ayahuasca is primarily made of two key plants, Banisteriopsis caapi vine and Psychotria viridis, also known as chacruna, along with other ingredients which vary depending on the medicine maker and curandero. The ancient ayahuasca brew is traditionally prepared for curing ills, divination, and as diagnostic tool for healing others. It is served by a shaman as sacred songs and dances are performed to honor and invoke the spirits. The brew induces a profound visionary state, igniting supernatural abilities such as vivid communication with ancestors, relationships with interdimensional beings, the ability to see into the future, and more. Amazonian folk healers have used ayahuasca primarily to rejuvenate the body and soul, as well as to purge the body of accumulated toxicity as cellular, gastrointestinal, and psycho-emotional cleanser. Scientific studies show that ayahuasca may benefit those dealing with depression and PTSD. Shamans connect transdimensionally to the supernatural world, the spirits of nature, and the universe, receiving key information about the universe and specific instructions on how to heal individuals. True shamans are mystics, healers, and divine messengers. They enter portals and fulfill tasks and duties beyond our third-dimensional understanding. Ayahuasca is regarded as a master plant by shamans and used as a primary medium, along with other herbs and herbal practices that assist in the process of purification and receiving supernatural skills that allow them to channel divine energy. Since ayahuasca is composed of two sacred plants, each one archetypically contributes its essence to create the perfected elixir. Banisteriopsis Neptune is the fertile ground that holds the vision. Charuna Pluto is the cathartic experience that broadcasts the visionary state, and the profound wisdom is gained through Jupiter's blessing. This is the guidance portion. You are mastering the higher power of awareness when aligning to a higher power. You are mastering the power of awareness when aligning to a higher power. Ayahuasca's spirit is here to help support your ascension, drawing upon an ancient wisdom embedded in your DNA and the earth. Allow yourself to be shattered as you travel through the cosmic womb. Ayahuasca catalyzes purification through cathartic release of the known, only to reveal undiscovered terrain within your soul. You are one with the magnetic brilliance of the source, the intelligence that orchestrates the great mystery. Feeling lost in the labyrinth only comes when a loss of intentionality or respect happens. Offer your greatest intentions, sacrifice your needs, enter the void without expectation, and allow yourself to be consumed by the oceanic consciousness. Remember, dear one, that to heal the world you must heal yourself. You are the source of love. Now, first off, this is a card that really speaks of this bottled up potentiality that really will require you kind of cracking the seal, right? And that seal is related to the actual psychological breakthroughs, right? Are you willing to make these psychological breakthroughs to get to where you need to get to? This is interesting for a few reasons. One, because inside this bottle we have I'm really drawn to this idea of gifts from spirit, right? There are tremendous benefits that we get from the world of the unseen that may very much directly impact the world of the seen in terms of our 3D reality as we understand it now. So you need to really hone in on this idea of what is what is possible, what is the psychological breakthrough that you may need to make, because at this bottle, I'm envisioning it like this bottle, like of like what is this, like some kind of like elixir or something like that, you know, like the bottle that has like all the goods, but it's going to require something. And this idea of really the breakthrough in general, you should understand ayahuasca isn't a recreational plant. Okay, it's not something that you can that you pull over somebody in a traffic stop and expect to find ayahuasca on their person. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a thing. It's a very much a real journey that's required with ayahuasca. So in terms of the bottle itself, it's there. It's very much something that is going to have a tremendous impact on you in terms of the gifts. But when it comes down to that psychological barrier right now, that has to be overcome. Right? What is the fear that's stopping, that's really preventing you from getting inside that bottle, right? What's the seal on the bottle? In terms of this idea of the other side, coming out on the other side, whatever this bottle may hold, this elixir is for you. The depression, dealing with depression, PTSD, a lot of these things are going to really require this breakthrough. So what is it? What do you want? Not what do you want, but what do you need to do? Now, some of you guys may benefit from, you know, whatever, like the idea of therapy and, you know, psychological treatment, which I feel like is over. It's kind of like over. I've heard that a lot in terms of understanding that a lot, but I think I hear it a lot for a good reason, because there's an element of living and maturing in a sick society that leads to more sick people in a way, and I think that's what we're seeing now, I would say. Now, this idea of what you need to do, psychology, and understanding that awakenings aren't meant to be clear cut. They're not meant to be this beautiful, well paved path to just nirvana. It's actually a lot of pain and suffering, right? I did an interview once, and this guy said something pretty that I find really does track here. In the interview, I said, what does paradise look like, or something like that? And he said, he worked at what is it called, a hospice, I believe. And he was like, paradise, I just remember the look of the guy in general. I don't think this really has too much to do with, well, it does give a little bit of insight to the answer, but he says, paradise is something where hell, or a house with a hellscape around it, right? And that right there was powerful in terms of understanding that that's the only way you get there. That's there is no, that is the short path. You know what I'm saying? That is the there is no shortcut, right? The hard work is the short path. You understand? So what is the hard work? And this seal that's on this bottle of elixir that I'm envisioning right now, it can be scary, right? But the idea here is that dealing with this dealing with whatever it means, that elixir is going to really make things worthwhile. Okay? It's not and that's the concept here is having paradise as this great place that's absolutely beautiful, but there's a hellscape that you have to pass through in order to get inside of this place. What are you going to do? Because if you live life simply avoiding this place, you probably you probably won't be too happy with the results, right? On your deathbed, when you look back, you'll have to ask yourself, did I truly live? And you'll have to sit with that answer. And in any case, Libra, have a good week. I'll see you next week.